Órale! Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. It's divisional round, Familia. It is divisional round. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hey, first, want to make sure you're giving us a like and subscribe on YouTube, Familia FFB. Hey, you know what? We're going to have a lot of great off-season content, but we got great stuff tonight because you know what? Every time I spend time with my compadre here, Rumboyz, Robbie Johnson, I swear, it's like I'm a better person, and I have so much fun. Gosh, he's been an amigo, a compadre. He's been a confidant. He's been someone who has actually given me great advice. Let me tell you something, Familia. You're never too old to get great advice, and he's just giving
never too young.
Never too young. But I tell you, you know what? Giving me great business sense, great content creation sense, and just a wonderful friend. You know him from the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. My very first live stream ever, even before I did a live stream on Familia FFB, was the 2021 NFL draft on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It was a blast. It was a blast. So, Papi, welcome in. Bienvenidos. Estás en tu casa.
Hey, dale, don dale. What's going on? Shout out to all my Dominicanos out there. What's going on? Shout out to all my Jamaicans out there, all my Mexicanos as well. What's good, Jorge? Mi hermano. Hey, yo, we got some football Americano to talk about. But first, I had to pull the cork fresh off for you. We got the Lil Wayne bottle. We got the Lil Wayne. Shout out to the greatest rapper alive. We got the bamboo, fresh from the islands, man. What going?
Oh, ay Dios mío. We're living right. We are living right. Oh, we're starting off the right way. Oh,
no, cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do, dilly. Big ups to La Familia Fantasy Football crew. Let's go.
Oh, thank you so much. We're going to say hello to some people. First off, Dame Overboard. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
What up, Dame?
And of course, Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Muchas gracias. Gracias. Woohoo. And we got Alberto in the house. And Mr. Scampers. Gracias. Oh, Familia is back. Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo. Took week 18 off, and last week was a little too busy for me. I couldn't get one in, but now we're here.
I got hit with COVID during Championship Fantasy Week. Couldn't stream. Was giving all my advice through my Discord.
Oh,
well. Like all my premium members were like, thank God we paid for them. $6.99 ain't never saved my life like it did right now.
Who were some of your best calls?
Oh man, getting into the best calls really quick. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share the live stream. More importantly, make sure you guys share to YouTube. I know that some of y'all may be watching on Twitter. Share the YouTube channel. All right. You already know the vibes. Y'all already know what it is. Some of my best calls, man. Oh man. I told y'all Sam Laporta was him.
Yes.
I told y'all Sam Laporta was him. I told y'all that Sam Howell was going to dominate despite the sacks that he took. Washington, take my advice, build the offensive line. We don't need to go after May. We don't need to go after Caleb Williams.
We're going there. We're going to go there.
But some of my best calls, Laporta, Sam Howell, Mr. Glock Purdy. Gotta love that call. Lamar being in an MVP conversation. Lamar possibly being the MVP. I'm waiting for that one to still close, but Lamar being an MVP.
And what a dog he was in championship week too. I think he did like 40 points or something like that.
Absolutely. All the work that you got out of Zay Flowers in two flex in super flex leagues. All the work that you got from many men, Brian Robinson. I had a lot of really big calls, and even some calls that some of our colleagues they weren't on. So I'm very proud of how our season turned out. CJ Stroud was Big Pimpin'. The second,
LA, SoCal.
Yeah, LA played in Snoop's Pop Warner leagues back in the day. So I've been following the kid, from the neighborhood and everything from like back in the day. So wow, I mean, just for the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, we've really, really put up a good season. I mean, for calls that we blew, it was calls that a lot of our counterparts across the industry also blew, you know. When it comes to eating crow, I think that we ate as much crow as everyone else on, you know, some of those top tier picks, you know, the Aaron Rodgers situation. You know,
Oh well, yeah.
Burrow, the Joe Burrow one really I had to sit back on. Me being, you know, leader of the Joe Burrow.
You really were.
Yeah.
I remember we were in a draft together, and I took you. I drafted right. It was a super flex draft, and I drafted right in front of you, and I took Burrow from you, and I could feel how much it hurt you.
Oh, it hurt.
It hurt us both.
Yeah, me thinking that Herbert was going to be a league winner for you guys. Why I thought that this was going to be the year that him as a person was going to tell Brandon Staley that he can go flock off. That one I missed out on. I really thought that this was going to be the year that no matter what Brandon Staley put them in, Herbert was going to have the football acumen to adjust plays at the line and make changes. I really fell hard on that sword. That one hurts. But yeah, I mean, I feel like for the Rumboyz Fantasy Network and what we did, you guys can check us out. I know that I'm on La Familia.
Oh yes.
Turn this plaque into a silver plaque. Turn this plaque into one of them big YouTube plaques.
Rumboyz Fantasy Network is Familia. You know that.
Oh yes. Hey. Muy familia. Definitely. Very much so. Very much so. But no, I feel like we came out on top in terms of a lot of our calls. It reached a point to where kind of midway through the season, I didn't have to post about what I was getting right. I didn't have to victory lap about what I was getting right because it kind of became obvious, and it honestly became a point where I was just regurgitating information. Rasheed Rice told you. Like everyone's like, I don't know where this kid came from. And it'll be the same people that subscribe to my channel and will be in my lives. And I'm like, I see you watching. You knew. So, you know, we came out on top. And I'm happy for what we did as a channel. Both against the bookies, winning our viewers fantasy football championships, but then also like on the back end with like the analytics and the business and stuff. Uncle Sam's going to like the tax return.
Well, you're on a heater right now, but I wanted to ask, you know, are there any, you know, kind of like strategies that you're already starting to formulate that maybe things that didn't work, lessons learned that you want to try and explore for the coming season? Or for the offseason, obviously.
I think that for me, my lesson and my strategy that I loan out to viewers and to subscribers is always going to be the same to any of the followers, whether it's Familia, whether it's one of the Pirates, no matter where you check either of us out. If you DM me, I'm going to say the same thing. Be water.
Yeah.
Be water. Be understanding that every single draft room that you go into is going to be different. Yes, mock again. Mock all night. You throw a little bit of Lionel Richie into it if you have to. Understand that mock is not concrete. Understand that is an AI. That is a robot. That is a system that is also going off of ADP. ADP is not the end all be all. That shit is created for the most part by people like you and I throughout the duration of the season. So by the time you get into your redraft season, numbers and things can greatly be skewed. If you have a gut feeling, swing for the fence. Be Mike Tyson. Throw the power shot. It's okay sometimes, you know, after a couple of rounds, you know, throw the power shot. If you are heading into next year high on Jahmyr Gibbs and you feel like you're the 112 and Gibbs is the guy that you want to grab on the back end, do it. Don't let anyone tell you RB heavy is the way that you need to go. Zero RB is the way that you need to go. I'm going to be honest. A lot of my leagues that got bounced early, I was doing that zero RB BS. And my channel, we normally, if you go back since 2018 when we first started, we were always heavy RB.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I remember the year you were like monster. You were the King Henry King.
Yeah, and then we had kind of switched up with Henry getting older. With the data that I've collected, I'm honestly probably gonna go back to my old ways. I'll reveal that early. You'll probably see a lot more best ball teams with heavy RB builds. You'll probably see a lot more teams with the balance rookie to veteran ratio. You'll probably see some of those same things that I'm going to use in redraft next year and in best ball next year. Probably see some of those same things utilized in my dynasty content and in my dynasty lineups throughout the off season. There's no certain formula to win. Stop letting people tell you there's an exact way, and don't make content for any specific way or any specific strategy. Be open to all. This is what I love about best ball. It helps you be open to all.
Oh yeah.
Because when you're entering, whether it's a puppy or a best ball mania or whatever the case, you have to be versatile in your lineups that you set to optimize your chances of winning. So at that point, you're trying every single strategy. Try different strategies. If you're in 5 leagues, maybe one league you do an RB heavy, maybe another league you do 0 RB, maybe one league you just swing for the fences and you're going full boom or bust. There's so many different strategies. Do not commit to one. Go out there and get your money how you want to get your money, and then let us help you along the way.
Oh yeah, exactly. I do kind of feel like I like what you're going at, because I do kind of feel like there's no way you can win without getting running back right. I mean, obviously last year the winning formula was Christian McCaffrey. That was one. Another one was grabbing Kyren Williams, via Fab. But I mean, I honestly think that there's going to be enough depth next year. You mentioned Gibbs. I think Bijan Robinson. They're going to get a coach who's going to make sure that he gets utilized. Get that, huh? Bill? I look at Corey.
My man's on interview number 2, and I didn't want him to end up in Washington. TikTok coming soon.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
So, I mean, I've been working on TikTok for like a couple of months because I've been waiting till we get to this point. It's I've been a lot, and checking back and forth with a lot of different sources. What's happening here? It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be good.
But yeah, you know what? But I really feel like you got to get running back right next year. I don't know. I get the people who are going to be 0 RB zealots.
But isn't that every year? Isn't that every year? And you and I, we've been doing it long enough, from both the content creation / analyst, but then also casual player standpoint, to where, and we've played in the big tournaments, the Scott Fish Bowls, the Best Ball Manias, you name a big tournament, we've been there. I think the only thing that I haven't done is an NFFPC. Been invited, just haven't been I'm gonna do it. When you want to maximize your opportunities, and you want to feel better when it comes to end of the season, win or lose, above 500 or below 500 before entering the playoffs. You want to feel confident about the decisions that you're making. I feel like running back every year is going to be a position that you need to land. Whether you land it through the waiver wire, Kyren Williams was a guy for a lot of people like that. I had him in more places than not because I was ahead of the curve. Devin Chan, guy I was ahead of the curve on. You want to combine the research and the analysis that you're getting from the content creators and the analysts in this space. You want to listen to not just the cable minds, that you're going to be getting on NFL Insiders or NFL Fantasy. Shout out to the homie LQ. Shout out to Marcus Grant. Shout out Florio. Shout out to all of your homies over at Yahoo, Andy Behrens, everybody over there doing big fucking things, You want to be taking every single thing that we all say, but then you want to compound that with your own personal theory, and you want to see, okay, how does this work for me? And then once you figure that out, that's what's going to help you navigate, especially when we're about to be coming up on dynasty season real soon. I know some people that are crazy enough that are already drafting right now. We're about to be coming up on best ball season soon. One's going to follow right after the other. find a good source, find someone that you gravitate to, and then take their game theory, match it with yours, and then that should take you a long way, and that'll help you. Find someone that you can get into their DMs, find it. I'll promote monetization really quick. Find someone with a cheap subscription fee. If you can find a good subscription fee that's going to give you still the same stuff that you're getting from other places, go with that. If you're not able to be one of the people that are like in like a live chat or whatever, to like utilize every single resource, because at the end of the day, that's an extra bag. Yeah, you put in a buy-in. We've all sat at a blackjack table before or a casino table. Whatever. We've all put in a buy-in and then came back winning the pot. And we're like, oh, that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with fantasy football. Cool. Put your 20, 25, 30, put your 10, $5, whatever your buy-in is, put your buy-in in, find whatever way that works for you to guarantee your back. And I promise you, you'll be happy with your results, win or lose, as long as you're relying on your loyals. That's what it's about. And also have fun. Please have fun.
I think that's the thing that I love that. I love that. And that to me is one of the great things about, about the work you've done with Rumboyz Fantasy Network, because I think, people, I think people sometimes don't realize that that how much they're learning while they're having a fun time, like on Rumboyz After Dark or on your other live streams. I don't think they realize that. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, I'm ready. So that to me, great lesson. All right. So you teased it a little bit a second ago. Washington Commanders. Okay. I want to know who you want to see be the coach, and kind of like give me your temperature as a fan.
Yeah, this is actually another short piece that I'm getting ready to work on. And this kind of like ties in like things like I'm going to be doing differently in 2024, which we just touched on. I'll be doing a lot more short form content. I'll be doing a lot of team personal content, as well as ramping up, the gambling and the off-season fantasy content. I'll be doing a lot more shorts. So that'll be a thing. As far as the Commanders, I'm gonna leak it right here before you guys even see it in a short. I want to first work my way from the personnel on the team and then work back to coach. I don't think that it needs to be quarterback. I do wholeheartedly believe that it does need to be offensive line. If we're going to address quarterback in the draft, then we need to be addressing offensive line through free agency, which I love in terms of building an offensive line, because you're getting veterans that know the position, that know, now it's just a matter of making sure that those guys can gel together. And veterans tend to have at that position a little bit better forming, storming, norming, like kind of like team forming type of thing. They tend to do it a lot quicker than, bringing like, a bunch of rookies, so on and so forth. So if we're going to address quarterback, the line needs to be addressed through free agency, because it's not going to matter who we put behind center. It's not going to matter, because if we couldn't stand up Sam Howell, and I get that he was a rookie, and I hate when fans are like, oh, well, Brissett came in for like 2-3 games and he looked great. One, veteran. Two, defenses had no time to plan for him. Three, the dude's always throwing under duress.
Yeah.
In every offense he's ever been in. So why this would be some sort of a gem, why this has any type of weight to it, I don't know. Cool. You have a quarterback that's used to throwing under duress. With that being said and stated, that's how I feel about just the offensive personnel side of things. In terms of a coach, I want a coach that's going to be a hands-on guy. That's going to be there for an offensive for the offense. I want an offensive-minded coach.
Yeah, me too.
I get that great defensive minds also can help counteract and counterbalance some of the great offensive minds that are out there. If we're bringing in an offensive mind, I need it to be Ben Johnson. I hands down wholeheartely needed to be Ben Johnson, or either we're bringing Slowick out of Houston and back home, because he already knows the organization. He knows the locker room. He knows the facility. So I need it to be something like that for me personally. Raheem Morris would be Morris. Morris would be a fourth choice. My third choice would be Vrabel, obviously. I think that Vrabel
Ooh.
is on everyone's radar. If I can't have Johnson, if I can't have Slowick, I can't have Vrabel, then that's when we start talking about Morris. That's when we start looking at maybe Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
Harbaugh, I don't think is going to come to our organization. If Harbaugh comes to our organization, I'm going to cry on live stream. I will cry.
Happy tears, right? Happy tears?
Happy tears. Happy tears. I don't know what I would do if Harbaugh came to Washington. That is the one-on-one of the one-on-ones. Do I think it's going to happen? No.
I'm hoping he ends up at SoFi with Herbert and growing him up.
I think that's where I remove the bias. I think that's a better landing spot for a Harbaugh in a better situation. Not to say that Washington building up Hal wouldn't that I feel like that'd be a small task for him. Kind of like almost similar situations in a way, just that Chargers are a little bit there. But you got to get all those veterans out of the house, whereas you already have a young roster in Washington where if you wanted to do some things, you can do some things. And especially in a division where no one ever repeats. So we know that there's a high chance of either Washington or New York after whatever the hell's going to happen to the other two. So that's where I'm thinking as a Washington fan. Give me those top three guys that I originally mentioned. A Johnson, a Slowick, or a Vrabel. I'll be happy. I'll be completely content.
Ooh, man, it'd be awesome. I do want to see them. So if let's say they build the offensive line through free agency, and Drake May ends up there. I mean, excitement, because this is with the expectation level that Caleb Williams goes number one,
right?
Excitement level with you've got ready-made wide receivers and Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson and maybe
let's say in a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, we were to address the offensive line through free agency.
Yes,
like we figure out enough pieces with the pieces that we already have to put something together. Like let's not forget Cosby was a top rated PFF guy. He's the only one on that line doing work, not giving up sacks. So let's say we keep Cosby, we build around, whatever. Let's say we get like 2-3 guys to free agency for the offensive line. We have the cap space, first off.
Yeah.
We have 5 picks in the first 100.
Yeah.
Second.
Rams got Steve Avila, who in the draft last year, and he played every down.
Yeah. I would be willing to. I'll just talk first round talk. I'd be willing to swap for first pick with Chicago, just move back 1 for 1. Hey, let us take Marvin Harrison, and you can go and get Drake May or Caleb, and give us because what Sam Howell did last year. I just need a serviceable QB to win a Super Bowl. I don't need you to go get me. We don't need to put the keys in the Ferrari yet. There's other quarterback classes and there's free agency and things that are moving around and yada, yada, yada. I just saw what the Texans did with the rookie of CJ Stroud, but I also saw on a very drastic scale Cleveland damn near do the impossible with a 40-year-old veteran. So, I mean, if I'm watching, I'm sitting back, I'm looking at these two very wide range of outcomes, and I'm like, well, let's just get an offensive line first and figure it out from here. And then if we get an offensive line, and let's say we go in and we get Marvin Harrison, we keep Terry, I'm looking at building a trio, and if we can keep Sam Howell upright, in combination with building the offensive line, maybe decrease how long he holds onto the ball, that sounds like an easier path towards success in a division where no one repeats. Then let's build the offensive line. Now let's get a quarterback. Okay, but now how are these guys going to all now gel with the receivers, and how are we going to get these time routes down? Okay, now are you going to be able to block for Brian Robinson? What are we going to do with Antonio Gibson? All right, well, we got Chris Rodriguez back here. It seems like, I don't know. There's an easier path to success here. So yeah, that's how I feel as a Commanders fan. What I would do in a perfect world.
I love the idea. I always love the idea of building on the offensive line. I just wonder if, like, in the market with the new ownership, if they're going to want to just, take the home run swing with, and you know what, Drake may, he could be Justin Herbert, he could be Christian Ponder. We don't, you still don't know. You still don't know. So
and I'm sorry, but all the UNC products at quarterback that we have been getting lately are subpar, mediocre at best. I'm not trusting that. I'm not trusting that.
Yeah.
When I already have a UNC guy on the roster. Like, what are y'all gonna do? Exchange college playbooks?
I hear you, puppy. I hear you. Oh,
am I gonna implement your college system into the NFL? And then, like, if one gets hurt, well, I got the same guy.
Love it. Well, hey, let's break down some games. Salud, everybody. Salud, yes. And good luck to the Commanders. Whatever's going to happen these next few months.
Good luck to the
Rams. I'm gonna get some. Huh? The what? the Rams. Hey, the Rams are a good blueprint. So let's get that.
I'm just saying. I know. I had to. We're both at home. It's okay.
All right, puppy. Well, let's get into our first game. Houston at Baltimore. Baltimore's 9.5-point favorites, 43.5-point over under. I mean, I think it's very easy. We talked a little bit about this beforehand. I think it's very easy to all of a sudden think that, Houston's hot. This is a big point spread. They played last week. It's kind of that recency bias, and people are almost forgetting what Baltimore did to San Francisco on Christmas night. The big thing here, CJ Stroud, is great at home, tough on the road. There's weather coming into play. Dome quarterbacks don't have a great history when temperatures start to drop under 40 degrees in the playoffs and they're playing outdoors. Where does he kind of like, get a little rookie comeuppance this week? Kind of a little rookie wake up call.
So the way that I look at this game, the way I kind of handicap this one, both these quarterbacks at this point in their careers, I mean, we look at where these guys played in college. We got Ohio State, we got Louisville.
Yeah.
These guys aren't afraid of weather. They kind of don't care, and they live for this, especially Lamar, who can keep himself warm running. With that being said, it's looking like roundabout-ish, 27-ish, clear skies, 19 mile per hour is what I'm seeing here. Not worried about it being an outdoor atmosphere. With these two quarterbacks, the weather doesn't concern me. What concerns me is what you just brought up. And that's in regard to everyone getting the recency bias, the rookie fever of, oh my gosh, like, here goes, CJ Stroud, who looks like, Houston, you'll get this reference, who looks like Pimp C, playing quarterback. He does. He looks exactly like him.
He does have the best swag. He does have the best swag of all the quarterbacks. I don't know who has better swag than him.
He's out there killing it. He's doing his thing. Don't get me wrong. If there is any quarterback in these divisional rounds that has to compete Lamar, if no matter what the outcome would have been last week, this was the matchup I wanted to see. Coming into it, and now that I see it, at first I was like, it doesn't matter what the spread is. Houston can cover it. And I kind of still do feel that way. I feel like Houston can't cover 9.5. Money line wise, though, I think that Ravens outright win this.
Yeah.
Outright. I don't know if it's a blowout. I could see this maybe swaying 10, even 10.5 when we get into it come Saturday. Just because, don't get me wrong, there's juice on that plus 9.5. We're talking right now as we speak of minus 112. Vegas is believing something can happen. What the casual bettor is going to do is that they're going to go and place Baltimore money line. Everyone's going to dump money line. If we want to think like Vegas, if we want to believe that, oh, well, what do we always say? Oh, Vegas called in. Oh, the fix is in. Well, okay, if we want to plan for a fix is in type of scenario, if I'm Vegas, okay, everyone threw money on the money line because they're thinking that the obvious thing is going to happen. All the casuals did that. The sharps are probably going to play the spread. If you want juice, you want money in this game, it's Houston to cover. But more than likely, you're probably going to see some easy coasting football Saturday. If you're fully convinced in what the Ravens have been doing over the last stretch, don't even touch a spread. Play the money line. You're probably going to have to play a couple of the units. You're probably going to have to try and same game parlay it to get any type of serious profit. Playing money line straight up without a decent bag, or playing the spread, even the spread is at 9.5 is probably what you're going to have to play. And if you're fully convinced that Baltimore is going to dominate, you're playing Baltimore. If you're shy, you're a little bullish. Baltimore with a week off. Did anyone get on a boat recently?
I don't think so.
If anyone got on a boat recently, that harbor's right there. I'm just saying, then Houston covers. But all jokes aside, I'm for the sake of this show and for the sake of content, Ravens win, but Houston covers.
I can see that. I could see like a 24-17 game in this one, and I feel like Lamar does. Yeah, I feel like Lamar does what he needs to do, and I think even though he led the league in rushing for quarterbacks in rushing, it felt like he was effortless. Like he never took a hit. It was, I mean, it was one of the most beautiful.
And then Mark Andrews coming back, like
still question mark.
Yeah, still acute. But I mean, I at the same time, and the only reason why I have at least a little bit of conviction in that plus 9.5, the NFL loves narratives. Gotta respect what D'Amico's been putting on.
Yes,
you gotta respect what Stroud has been putting on. I love both of these players. I love both of these quarterbacks. I love both of these offenses. Both these defenses rise to the occasion. Styles make fights. We have a big UFC weekend. Styles make fights. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use that analogy on a huge UFC weekend. Styles make fights, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna watch NFL divisional round Saturday, and you're gonna be watching the fight later on that night.
Yes,
I'm telling you, knockout, drag out. A matter of fact, whatever your UFC picks are, give me both of these games that I'm gonna give you the picks for. Give me Houston to cover, and whatever I say next on the late game, and then parlay that with your main event. We're going to win some money Saturday.
I love it. Okay, one bit of DFS advice. If Mark Andrews cannot play, and one of the things I think it was late last week, I was going back and forth with Dr. Edwin Porras, and he thinks that if Andrews does come back, it was when they opened up the practice window, he thinks that they'll have him back for the championship, the AFC Championship game. So not this week. So that's kind of his prediction as he was reading the tea leaves at the time. But you play if he can't play, Isaiah Likely.
Isaiah Likely on props.
Yeah, number 27.
Yeah, I would be willing to take both these tight ends in this game, just due to the fact that both these offenses love passing to the tight end, and they love making explosive plays through the tight end.
That Brevin Jordan catch and run was just gorgeous. Oh my God, that was like college open.
Exactly. I mean, and just everything that Dalton Schultz does, when he's not dropping the ball. Dalton, I'm sorry. But like with that being said and stated, I would be willing to take home run smash plays on either of the tight ends. And yeah, I mean Nico over. Like if Nico's out there, yeah.
Especially with Marlon Humphrey, they ruled him out today. So that definitely hurts their pass defense, the Ravens pass defense a little bit.
But does it though? Like it does because it's Marlon Humphrey, but it's the Ravens.
It's the Ravens. So they've got another guy.
Yeah.
They've got another guy behind him that's going to be a dog. So it's a good one. So I love it. I love it. Any other props you got? You're thinking of for this game? We got 3
No,
others.
that's really all I would cook up for now. With the playoffs, I mainly try and focus just on the game itself from the gambling standpoint. And during the playoffs, I usually I play like bigger units, and I'll play like singles more so. And then maybe I have like a 3-4 like SGP on the side, just to mess around. But I mean, give me Nico anytime TD as well in that.
Oh man. Well, let's go Saturday night.
Yeah.
Saturday night's all right for Green Bay Packers at San Francisco 49ers. Now there's possibly rain in the forecast. It's been like from 100% chance rain to 10% chance. It's been fluctuating all over the place. We're supposed to get some rain down here in Southern California too. So, so nothing better than like on a rainy day to be, sit home and watch some football. So other than CJ Stroud, Jordan Love has just been absolutely playing gorgeous football, from the quarterback position. I've heard comps with him to, Patrick Mahomes to Aaron Rodgers when he was getting his legs under him, but 18-3 TD INT rate in his last 8 games. And you also got Aaron Jones with 100 plus yards in the last 4 games, but this is the 49ers and they're rested. I think people are going to get so caught up in what the Packers did last week that again, it's kind of like the Ravens.
Easy. Yeah. It's easy to get enamored. One of the things that I notice is we have inclement weather predicted in this game, whereas the last game we're talking more about, just cold as hell and clear skies. That 50.5, I'm not a fan of if there is weather. While we're recording this right now, for anyone that goes back and watches it, I know that we're live, but for anyone that goes back and watches it post Thursday, if we get a report that it is going to be clear in San Fran, I mean, even if we get overcast, if precipitation is not falling, okay, maybe I'm messing with the 50.5 a little bit more. 50.5 just in a divisional matchup feels a little high to me. If there's anyone that can highly influence a over under by themselves, it is the 49ers, and that's what you're really hoping for. But we could easily see the Packers just get smacked and just get demolished by San Fran. Like, it's super easy because here's the thing that you have to take away from last week. Dallas was going to Dallas. At some point throughout these playoffs, you knew that it was going to happen.
I thought it was going to be in San Francisco in the championship game, in the NFC championship.
I knew that it was going to be that first week. I was like, Dak's not going to be able to, because it was the only unanswered question throughout the season for Dak. And that kept ringing. I'm pretty sure that kept ringing in the back of his head. And we saw it in the style of play. I think that we deal with something like that similar with a Jordan Love. And I think that both rookie quarterbacks aren't going to go out and ball out. Or, I'm sorry, this isn't the NBA, so Jordan Love technically isn't a rookie. Like how I did that on purpose. But both these kids aren't going to go out and ball out on a Saturday. Vegas isn't going to let that happen. Okay? If I'm predicting Stroud's going to cover, then why would I not take the opposite end and expect Jordan Love to get blown out on this one? It's the 49ers time. It's the 49ers year. You need to get your lick back. You remember you got to be going all the way if you're San Fran. San Fran's the scariest thing in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that's with all due respect to, Detroit, who we're going to cover next. But San Fran's the scariest train smoking. That team is so dangerous to where on any given day, you literally have to ask yourself when you're building an SGP and you're going 49ers heavy on an SGP, okay, who's going to go over today? When you have to ask yourself who's going to go over for deductive reasoning of just to find the oddball out of who's going to go under, you know that you're dealing with a dangerous offense. You're dealing with a volatile offense, an offense that likes to spread the ball, that likes to balance the rock. Brock Purdy can make every single throw on the field.
Yes.
That running game is nasty. I'm sorry, Green Bay. You can't stop this. You're getting blown out by 10 plus. Take it right now. I was at 9.5.
I mean, because it's Christian McCaffrey.
Exactly.
He's healthy, and that is the kryptonite for Green Bay. They just can't stop the run.
Yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey. It's Trent Williams. It's Brock Purdy. It's Deebo Samuel. It's Brandon Ayuk. It's George Kittle. Who do you stop? If they want to pass to an offensive lineman, they can literally do that, and you can't stop that lineman.
Or you get a Kyle Juszczyk. So you get
it's too many weapons.
Yes.
There's no DC on the face of the earth that can match Wicks. With that being said, the only thing that can beat the 49ers is the 49ers. So if you're going to try and go aggressive and go against the grain, you better be hoping that the refs throw every single thing against Niners. You better be hoping they're working with negative field position. You need everything to go wrong. I'm sorry, that's the whole order. There's so many factors to control. I feel like you can control more in your bet by taking 49ers heavy.
I like that. I like that call. If you were playing DFS, are you playing Deebo or Ayuk this week?
Give me Deebo.
Deebo
lives for this. Deebo's a run boy. Deebo's a run boy.
Yes.
So I mean, yeah, I'm a rock with my boy, but he lives for this.
Yeah.
The second the ball is in his hand, I'm expecting stretch plays. Like I'm gonna be live Saturday, jumping and screaming during that stream.
Yep. Gosh, I want to disagree with you on some things. Well, I guess we kind of disagreed on a little bit on the Commanders, but I can't. Yeah. Deebo's the one.
The offensive lines, the difference between the O lines between these two make it so hard to where are you really gonna argue? Like the only thing the Packers have going for them is it's a bunch of young guns.
Yeah,
it's where you only have a season of film. It's where it makes it very easy for the OC to swap in and swap out concepts. But they've also thrown every single exotic look at defenses. I don't know how much more creative Green Bay can get, especially from the way they run crossing patterns with their receivers to create separation for those receivers to get open. It's not even that the receivers themselves are creating it. The patterns that they're running is making it to where each other is getting open. This is a 49ers defense that plays very disciplined football. They will stay zone and everyone will stay in their zones. They're not swapping man like that. Pause. But it's tough. It's tough. The way I diagnose this and the way I look at these two teams just from X's and O's, I don't think that Green Bay you can keep up, but I'm sorry.
No, I mean, maybe there's a couple plays, but they've just got, and plus the other thing, we haven't talked about the pass rush for the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Bosa, Chase Young, they're going to be in the backfield all day. Yep. And so it's going to be tough for Jordan Love to do it.
And if you're Green Bay and if you win the coin toss, you get the ball first, and if you march out and you score first, all you did was awaken a sleeping dragon. You did nothing positive for yours. All you did was piss them off more. So if I'm Green Bay, I'm like, you get the ball first, you score first, and let me just exchange body shots with you back and forth until hopefully one of us falls. If I'm Green Bay, don't give me the ball first. Don't give me the ball because all I'm going to do is piss you off. Because knowing the 49ers, psychologically speaking, knowing the 49ers, they would let them march out. They would let them score. And then Harbaugh would be like, so Brock, did you see that? And that would be the rest of the points that Green Bay got for the rest of the game.
Love it. Yeah. So, do you think that Green Bay fights back enough to hit the over? Because this could be like a 35-14 game.
Yeah, I think they can do that part. I think that is very weather dependent.
Yeah.
Playing in the snow, playing in rain, believe it or not, they are different things.
Yes.
as someone that played a skill position, I felt like I could catch a little bit better and hang on a little bit better to the ball in the snow. Whereas in the rain, it's just slippery. It's just there's rain coming out of your face, and it's like there's no tempo to it. It's not slow. Like snow at least like fall a little slow. Like all right, there's the ball. Like the ball is brown, the snow is white. The rain is just mud, and there's just everything, and it's totally different, totally different. So if it's raining, and if it's a high 58, the wind doesn't scare me. The rain scares the living shit out of me, especially if you're the Packers, because you don't have a CMC to where you can control the rock with the run game. If it's a rain game, CMC over.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome, puppy. Awesome. All right, let's go to Sunday.
Playoffs.
Tampa Bay at Detroit. You got Detroit 6.5-point favorites, 48.5-point over under. We're not dealing with any rain now, so we're not dealing with any elements. The one game that, to me, the people got it right. So we need more domes. Everybody over in Buffalo, please put a roof on that new stadium that you're building.
No. No, that's if just to touch that. If we had like that takes away the element of football. Like, look, I can't control. If I have to go into enemy territory, I can't control those conditions. I can't control the atmosphere. I just got to fight my best fight, and I got to make it back home. Like, that is what it is. Like, football at the end of the day is a war strategy game, whether, you look at it that way or not. Some people are like, oh, it's just a sport. Look, there's some principles behind it. The best win. It's a battle of attrition. You got to have the healthiest, so on and so forth. Let the conditions be the conditions.
I don't know. I just love. There's a reason why they played the Super Bowl indoors almost always. So there is a reason why they played in good weather. So yeah. So that to me is the reason. I just like that. Whatever was happening last Saturday in that Kansas City game, just that was too much. That was not football. But this one,
loved it.
Tampa Bay at Detroit. I kind of love the over in this game, because I think both quarterbacks are going to have days, because both secondaries are very, very beatable and have been beaten. I mean, gosh, Devonta. I mean, as bad as the Eagles have been, Devonta Smith had himself a day last week against that Tampa Bay secondary, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So in this kind of game, I mean, I'm looking a lot at Amon-Ra St. Brown on one side and Mike Evans on the other side. Chris Godwin has been injured, so keep an eye on the injury reports with him and on the inactives. Still, I'm playing in DFS. I'm loading up on Mike Evans and loading up on Amon-Ra St. Brown in this game pretty heavy. I mean, because both defenses are really, really great against the run. Where do you see the flow in this game, especially you being a receiver guy too?
Yeah,
and a receiver
Mike
yourself.
Evans. I just want to first off with Mike Evans. Mike Evans isn't going to have the same week that he had last week in regards to drops. I know that the stats were still immaculate. I'm not talking about that part, so people are going, "Whoa, he's telling." Let's not do that. I saw his body language, saw his face. He was disappointed about a couple of big plays that should have just been some gimme plays. He's not going to give up gimme plays. This game is your miracle game of the week. This day, just Sunday in general, is going to be your miracle day of the week. It is going to be a knockout, drag out day. Saturdays, think of Saturday as your soft market day. You can, for the most part, go money line, Ravens for Niners. I think that's your soft day. You and we talked about this backstage before the show. When it comes to Tampa, when it comes to Detroit, styles make fights. These teams actually match up pretty evenly. I think that you can ride Amon, rah, stuck in a good offense. Finally stuck in a good offense. I think you can ride the Sun God and Evans overs.
I love that. Quick rewind. That the day that on the first that first NFL draft with when Amon-Ra St. Brown got picked, and I remember you asking the crew that night, who's going to lead the Detroit Lions, and the consensus was that Amon-Ra St. Brown, mostly because he was the only guy, and then he had that monster close to the season. So.
Yeah.
You're always getting great info on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. So just always know that. I love
scouting. Shout out to Rumboyz scouting.
Yep. So and also you still got peeps in LA. So the USC scouting in this game. I mean, is there a running back that, if you're playing in DFS, because both these defenses are just extraordinary against the run. I think that the Bears are number one, and the Buccaneers, and we saw the Bucs stop the brotherly shove last week. Any running back that you'd be willing to play in DFS or play props on? There's one I have in mind, but I'd love to see who you think.
I think that this is one that you have to do if you're going to be doing like running backs, and if you're going to be doing, like, let's say you're just doing showdowns. I think that you maybe need to have, if you're going to be just on the Detroit side of things, I think you need to have an Amon build at captain, but then you think you need to have a Gibbs and a Monty at captain build. I think that those are imperative. Gambling wise, you're not going to be able to hedge that way, just because gambling handicappers, we don't usually suggest hedging, but from like the DFS standpoint, you're going to want to hedge on that Detroit side of the ball, just in case one of the three key pieces in that offense explodes. With Rachaad White, I like the ability of a Rachaad White at captain, because you're going to have to slow down tempo in order to keep the ball out of Jared Goff's hands. If Jared Goff wins time of possession, it's a scary day for Tampa.
Yes.
Tampa's saving grace is that defense is firing on all cylinders, and everyone's playing like their hair is on fire because they're all healthy, so they're all banded back together. But Detroit's depth can match wits with that. In regards to the running game, I think that all are playable. You're talking about it for the gambling side. You're talking about White could go over. Gibbs and Monty, one of them's going to go under.
Yeah.
One of them's going to go under. Gibbs went under last week. I think that Gibbs erupts this week.
Yeah. I think in the past he's going to get some passing game work. I feel like that he's going to get one shot that he's going to go yak crazy on it.
Yep. This one's tough. This one's tough because I think that the over, in terms of the over under at right now, it's at, on screen we have it at 48.5. Depending on your book, you may get it at 49. I think that this one's more fair to gauge at an over under around about 48, 49, just because I feel like these defenses are gonna give up plays.
Yeah. I
feel like both defenses are going to give up plays. I think that it is going to be a tit for tat game. I hate to sound cliche. I can't believe I'm really about to say this. Whoever has the ball last is who's going to win. Fuck, that sounded terrible. All the professionalism in me, like years of like media training in me, just like when like you just did that. You just really said that. With that being said, I am betting this one based off of narrative. Narrative can go either way here. It can be, Baker leading the Bucs, post Brady. Oh my gosh, everyone doubted him, and it could also be a kumbaya, come back down to earth Detroit type of thing. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for the NFL right now is, I think, Detroit.
Yeah. So the script writers. Yeah.
I personally want Detroit. I want Detroit all the way. Last time, Bobby, listen, last time Detroit was this good, you and I had to sit in the back of a restaurant, mainly me, okay? I'm with this. Yes, I made that joke. Hopefully no one's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that. Like, relax, it's 2024. No, with that being said, I want Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from the spread. on this one. We'll see. I want to see how the numbers closer as time gets. I think that you bet the numbers closer as it gets. I could see this one possibly being betted down. And if it gets betted down, then that's when I want. That's when I jump on the spread. I don't jump on it at 6.5 on a Thursday. I'm gonna wait for this one to come down a little bit because I think that both sides, Tampa and Detroit, have something to fight for. And I think the betting community is going to play this number and try and bring it down. So I'm going to trust the community. All my gamblers out there, all my pirates out there, don't let me down. Let's bet this baby down.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
Let's get this like 5.5. Let's get this like 5.5.
Oh, man. 5.5. I mean,
4.5. Let's get this like 5.5, 4.5.
This one, I want to see that. Well,
we did it last weekend. We did it last weekend with Buffalo, or no, not the Buffalo game, the Rams. We did it last week with the Rams. So
well, I think that one you trust Matthew Stafford more than you trust Baker Mayfield on this one. But I think you're right. I think at 6.5 that's too big a number. But that 48.5 feels good. I feel like the over feels good for me on that one.
Yeah, dome. Yeah, Todd Bowles be like, we played a dome, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and by the way, fan in DFS, play your tight ends in this game. Laporta, K. Dotton, play them all. You're just loaded up.
This is another one. This is another one where I'm liking both tight ends in like a 3 to 4 leg parlay.
Ooh, man, that's a good one. All right, let's go to the main event. Sunday night. KC at Buffalo. Buffalo right now is 3 points. I've seen it at 2.5 too. 45.5 point over under. Weather is an issue now. I mean, I just edited a story a little while ago where Buffalo's asking fans to come in, paying them to come and shovel snow so that the field could be playable. The day of, it's expected to be clear, so it's just gonna be cold. It's gonna be in the 20s. Maybe a little bit of wind. Wind is always an issue in that stadium, but Buffalo's defense is banged up. I mean, we were talking. There's going to be an upset right now. KC is an underdog.
Yeah.
Could you see it?
There's no possible way that you're walking out of a 4-game slate over the span of 48 hours in just the NFL betting category and expecting for some upset to not hit. I do think that this is the one where the upset hits. I'm just going to spoil that right here, right now. What we've all been waiting for is KC to travel to Buffalo in a playoff atmosphere to have to take on Josh Allen in Orchard. I think that, Allen, you needed the snow. If there's a snowstorm before and there's enough, you got fans throwing snowballs, it could be in your favor. How everything in me, what really like crushes me about this, okay? Yes, the Buffalo defense is banged up. Because the Buffalo defense is banged up, because they've never gone won a Super Bowl, between narratives and everything, they should be the dogs, in my opinion.
I kind of feel that way. Yeah.
Buffalo should be the season that they've had. They have
their defense is banged up.
Like Mahomes, Chiefs are a plus 124 dog. 2.5 3-point spread, give or take. 45.5 over under. Vegas is trying to tease you. They are trying. This is a trap. They want the Buffalo faithful to come out in droves. I would love it if Buffalo won. I don't think that we're going to get a slate full of favorites. That'd be fucking crazy. A slate full of favorites. I see Tampa wins. Of course, you're going to say that. In regards to Chiefs Buffalo, give me Chiefs, give me under. This game's gonna come down to a field goal. This game's gonna come down. I don't even know. I don't even know if I officially lock this one in right now. For the sake of content, You know what? No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Give me Buffalo. Give me Buffalo. Give me Josh Allen. Give me Buffalo. Give me Josh Allen.
Oh, our amigo dropped the mic. His heart's growing. His heart's still, falling a little bit right there.
I tilted. I these Kansas City receivers can easily go back to not catching the ball.
Yeah.
One thing that Buffalo has, that defense might be banged up, but they have depth. And when you have depth, that's scary because that now means that I don't know who the hell to prepare for.
Gator J.
I want to write.
Thank you, Gator J. 28-24 Bils. Muchas gracias.
It's like such a Rashee Rice truther. It feels so nasty. Like you can't have both Kelsey brothers go out like sad. I feel like Travis, you gotta win one for your girl, I guess.
Yes.
So she doesn't make a hit song about you. My boyfriend lost the Super Bowl.
But I look at this game. I mean, I want to see. I keep having visions of that playoff game a couple years ago, where the 13 seconds, and they got the touchdown, and they had to change the overtime rules because of it. Now I look at. I mean, Josh. Oh, okay. I'm going to ask you personally a favor on this one. Okay, I'm in a playoff league right now where we redraft every week, but we can carry one player over. And unfortunately, Puka Nacua got knocked out last week. So our one of our options to possibly keep a player is Stephon Diggs. Now, I've seen Stephon Diggs. I've watched this game 3 weeks in a row where he has beaten a defender and Josh Allen's overthrown him each time.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are saying Stephon Diggs is cooked. I don't think he's cooked.
I don't think he's cooked. I think he's a diva. I think his attitude.
He's a wide receiver. But am I keeping Stephon Diggs? Because it's right now of the other players, it's either Stephon Diggs or I'm dropping everybody and just drafting a whole new team.
Can you get Rashee Rice on that thing?
Oh, I can draft him. I think Rashee Rice is available, so I think I'll have that option to do. I mean, he's a guy I want. He's a guy I want because that Buffalo defense can be
I tilt so heavy on this game. I can't. You know what? We're gonna take a shot and we're gonna lock in a pick. That's what we're gonna do. Let's
lock in a pick. There we go.
Yep, we're gonna. So first for you, yes, I don't trust Stephon Diggs right now. I didn't trust him during the fantasy season. I saw many of followers have Stephon Diggs that could have easily made championships and got sold short. Stephon Diggs hasn't been the same since he was since he was like last place on the team in receiving. I can't remember which game that was during the season. I want to say it was like week 14 or some shit like that. Week 13. It was something crazy. Wasn't great. Didn't turn out great. I have to pick a side. If this game is going to have the doors blown the fuck off of it, both quarterbacks will do their part, but one quarterback's the Mamba. I'm locking in at Mahomes. I'm locking in with KC. Redraft your team. Don't trust Stephon Diggs. Go get Rashee Rice.
Love it. I think I might have the option to stack Mahomes and Rashee Rice.
Juwan Taylor, don't line up off sides.
Yes. Oh. You know what? Here, one thing, and I think I tweeted this out. Salud. One of the things I covered probably a couple hundred, maybe multiple hundreds of high school and lower, college football games, and I covered a lot of games from the sideline. And I would see that receiver always look to the referee and make sure they're lined up on sides, so that they're not offsides. And so that to me is like, they're teaching that at that level. Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
There's no reason that should be happening in the NFL. So Oh man. Oh, now Gator J's playing with me right now.
9 for 13, 88, and a TD. 9 for 13 is wild.
I would take that to the bank. Oh my goodness. Because
Rice with 4 for 7 for 88 and a TD. I trust way more.
Yeah, I could see that. Yep, because he'll get one. He'll get one where he just like catches it 5 to 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and then just takes off for another 40. So right down the guts. So oh man, yeah, I'm kind of. There's a part of me that thinks that wants to pick Buffalo, but I just wonder if they're too beat up. And I think Mahomes is going to remember that he's Mahomes, and he's just going to have one of those godlike games.
Too beat up, and like in the words of Phil Collins, I can feel it calling in the air tonight. Coincidentally, that is Sunday Night Football as well.
One of the great drum solos. Rice is the pick. Gator J agrees. Thank you, Gator J. And
I can feel another heartbreak hotel for Buffalo. Hey, Buffalo, get ready. Turn on that Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston collab, that Heartbreak Hotel remix. Crank that joint all the way up to a hundo, because you're gonna be singing that Sunday night again. Again.
Oh man. Oh, love it. Oh, Poppy, this has been great. So, well, let's kind of close up shop. But I got to ask you two LA sports questions. Have you got your number one? Have you got your Dodger gear out ready?
I have ordered a Shohei. I ordered a Shohei, and I'm actually or I'm going to be ordering a Mookie at the same time as well, or ordering a Mookie to follow up the Shohei that's coming in. I should say they should arrive at around about the same time.
You're going to get people think that you're Mookie when you're wearing that.
I know, being light skinned as hell. And me and the missus, we are working on trying to come out there and parlay in LA for a little bit during opening weekend. So we're trying to see how that works out. I also have
you tell me you're coming to town, and I'll try and hook up tickets. Okay.
Bet. Yes.
I took LQ to a game last year, so I need to take you.
Oh, Dodger Stadium's home, man. We got the right here. So yeah, I got the Dodgers chain over there. So yeah, man, definitely gonna be trying to come into town.
All right.
For opening day.
All right. Well, I can't hook up opening day, but I can hook up the day after opening.
Hook up a game, exactly. Something exactly. No, we can do something. We can make something happen for sure. Maybe I won't fly out opening day. Maybe after my the wedding I have to go to. Big shouts really quick. Big shouts to homie Michael Coffin, the homie Avenge Nerd. He tunes into a lot of the fans football, different streams and stuff. He's getting married in May, and I'm excited to be at his wedding, be a part of his wedding.
Salud.
So, yeah.
Salud.
From subscriber to me being from him being a subscriber of my channel to being in his wedding. Yeah.
How fantastic. All right. Last one. The Lakers got another run in them, or the Nuggets going to do it to them again?
We're sitting in the exact same spot that we were last year right now. After winning a whack-ass play-in tournament. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, the Lakers won the play-in tournament. You must be so happy. I'm like, that's a consolation prize. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. I don't care about stuff like that. With that being said, we're aging. We're getting older. The league is changing. A lot of teams are rebuilding and coming up. So do we have another run? I'm hoping that we have another run. I'm excited to see what happens here, and let's just get into the Lakers rebuild. I can't anymore.
Oh man, yeah. Braves Dodgers game, yes. Gator J. Those are awesome. Let's get out there. And AD is different this year. Dame Overboard said so.
AD is different. AD is different. Stay healthy though.
Yes, please stay healthy. Dame, you're so right. By the way, we got to get those beers going now. My life is coming back to normal. So we're going to do that. So, oh, man. Love this. Gator J, you're a rock star, man. All right, Robbie, please pump anything. What's coming up on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network?
Let me know what you're doing this Friday. First of all, let me know what you're doing this Friday. I'm so used to being on the other side. Hosting is so weird. I have you guys can tell I have not guest starred in a hot minute. Co-host in a hot minute. You're more welcome tomorrow night on the show if you want. Tomorrow night, Rumboyz After Dark on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network.
Vámonos.
Over on YouTube. We're also on Twitch as well. As far as what's going to be coming up with the off season, once we get through like Super Bowl and everything like that, a lot of my throughout the week streams are going to be on Twitch because I don't get copyrighted heavily over there. So it's really like more so like a copyright thing. But like throughout the week, I'll be doing a lot of like Twitch exclusive content over on the Rumboyz Twitch channel. Everything from music to fantasy football to gambling to NBA, MLB, like all the sports content will still be there, but we'll still be doing like a lot of like, album like hip hop reviews and a lot of like culture talk and like, I'm just going to be broadening my horizons over on Twitch a lot. Just because I'm not just a football analyst. I'm a multifaceted, talented individual. I'm a nerd. Like I watch a lot of anime and stuff too. So yeah, like shout out to all my anime fans. Follow me on Twitch. But yeah, during the off season, like I'll be doing like a lot of that stuff, but still mixing in like what people know me for, from like the social media side. Follow me on all social media. A lot of short form content is going to be coming out. YouTube is still going to be pumping out. We'll still be doing YouTube live streams. I'll still be doing play-by-play live streams. We're going to be covering Dodgers games over on the YouTube and the Twitch. We're going to be covering Lakers games on the YouTube and Twitch. If it's content and I can get my hands on it, I'm just like, yeah, all all over it. That was weird. But yeah, so be sure to follow me. Check me out. Like if you literally Google Rumboyz spelled with a Z, it'll pop up either Rumboyz Robbie or Rumboyz spelled with a Z NET. But other than that, bro, I accomplished my mission of killing this Lil Wayne bottle on your screen.
Salud, papi.
Salud. Cheers to you, La Familia Fantasy Football Crew. What it do, Dilly. I love and appreciate you, and I'm so proud of everything you're accomplishing, hermano.
Gracias, papi. Gracias. You're forever one of my favorite people. Not just in the community. You're forever one of my favorite people. You're my hermano. You are familia. You are familia. Thank you, and everybody. Thank you everybody for joining us. I mean, gosh, Dame, Mr. Scampers, Gator J. Thank you. I hope hopefully you hit a subscribe, and we'll be doing plenty of content during the off season. This is when we start making you money for next year. So make sure you're following Familia FFB on YouTube. Get in there, get it subscribed, and let's get those numbers up. So muchas gracias, everybody. Hopefully we helped you. Buena suerte, and remember, todos somos familia. Salud.
Dale.